Hi, today we'll be learning how to troubleshoot an open circuit on the NACs. So, here I have a little, mock system right here. Got a pull station, the panel, relay module, and then your horn strobe. So, that's just your junction box. Anyway, let's open up the panel and look at our trouble here. Press down. Okay, so it's saying that we have a trouble on the NAC circuit, notification, circuit 1, and open circuit. So, that would be this right here. What you are going to want to do first is verify that that circuit is giving off voltage. So get your multimeter and put it to voltage. Then touch the leads. Hold on. Touch the leads to your NAC circuit. So that would be 1. And then that would be 2. Okay, so we are getting voltage. That is negative reverse polarity, alright? So that means our circuit is good. Now, we are going to want to check the horn strobe. So, let's move our meter aside for now. And let's check the horn strobe. So, here's our horn strobe wiring. We do have the end of line resistor on here, and the wires are going to it. So, let's put it back onto voltage. Set it down, and then start metering your circuit out. Make sure that it is getting its proper voltage. So, put 1 on negative. Sorry guys, hard to do with one hand. The other on positive. So, we are not getting any voltage. This meter is kind of weird. I won't touch anything. It's got voltage, but it's telling me now that there's no voltage going through here. So, that means there is a break in the line. If there was a ground fault where the wire would be shorting out to the metal of the cabinet or back box or conduit, then we'd get a ground fault. And then we just have to replace the wire. But it seems that there is a break in the wire somewhere. So, we're gonna try and look for it. Okay, so, let's just start looking around and seeing if there is a break in the circuit. So there is electrical tape on the NAC wire because it was a little bit open, but it wasn't. It was stripped a little bit, so I didn't want it to cause a ground fault. But it's not broken. So obviously there is a broken line somewhere. And I'm just gonna try and look for it. I don't see anything. Don't feel anything. Again, don't see anything. Okay, so it's obvious that this wire needs to be replaced. Now, in a real system, it would be harder to replace the wire if it was in fact cut. But since this is a smaller system, we're just going to replace the entire wire entirely. So, yeah, let me just get my wire out real quick. Okay, so I got my wire. And since this cabinet and the board is extended out quite a bit. The knockout actually goes behind the board itself, so I won't be able to fish the wire in with the board on there and power it up. So I'm going to go ahead and power the panel down for this. Get our treble, and then turn off AC. Okay, now the panel is fully powered down. Let the fun begin. Start by unplugging the transformer and then the batteries, but unplug the other battery first, and then or you don't have to, so, but it makes it easier. Then start unwiring everything on the board, but remember where everything goes. I know that this is the SLC wire because it's an 18 gauge wire. The NAC wire I'm using is 16 gauge. But in the real world, just label your circuits when you do this. Makes it a whole bunch more easier when you're wiring up everything again. Now I'm just going to start taking the board off, and for this, you guys don't really need to see this, so I'll pause the video. Okay, so I ended up taking out the batteries and the board, you know, just to make it easier so I have more room to, you know, wire around. So this is our NAC wire, as you can see. It does appear to be a little bit broken. So I'll take a look at that in a second, just cutting off the electrical tape, so pause the video. Okay, so as I was cutting the tape off, or just taking the tape off, I think I just discovered my problem. And in fact, the wire did break off in there. So, yeah, since there's not enough wire to use the same wire again, I'm gonna be doing the rewire. So, for that, I have to take this module, or not all the way down, but just off the back box so it's easier to pull the wire through it. Alright, that's off. The only thing going to it is the SLC, my bad. Now unwire it from the neck perspective. Yeah, don't stand on a chair like me, that's not safe. Anyway. Good thing that fell on the desk. Okay, now, oh, see, there's a little nick in the wire. Yeah, this wire is harder to use because it doesn't bend too well. But, yeah, I'm gonna start taking it out now. I'll start by just getting it all. It doesn't matter if I nick it now or anything, because the thing is coming out. Don't need it anymore. Alright, throw that wire away, and then now we can fish the new wire through it. Since this is such a tiny little system, I'll just start by going from the neck down, or the horn stroke down. And just fish it here. let me just pause the video. So I went ahead and ran the wire, stripped it, and put the board back on. Module as well. So now all I gotta do is get my resistor. That's a big part of it. Put a service loop in here. Remember to leave a service loop in here, just in case the wire does get nicked somehow. Try to leave at least 6 to 8 inches of service wire in there. And then just make your connections. It's very simple. And shouldn't take long unless the wiring is just really screwed up. Like someone just didn't know what they're doing. But honestly, I put this up and I did not know that wire was bad. But guess it is. So now I'm replacing it. Now you just screw down your. Oop, that does not look like it's making contact. And that's the second time. Sorry, got my resistor back. It fell again. But the usual. Right, screw that down. Push the wire in. The resistor in a little bit. Put the alarm, horn strobe, or whatever you're troubleshooting back up. Make your terminations at the panel, but first let me just plug in that before I forget. Alright, put your SLC in, or whatever you unscrewed. I'm just gonna pause the video to cut down on time. And last but not least, you screw in the neck. I can make this pretty, but you don't really need to make it pretty for a troubleshooting video now, do you? Sorry guys, this thing just isn't going in. I'll pause the video. Alright, and then you're basically done with that. Got your neck screwed in, negative, negative, positive, positive. That you should know that. And now we just gotta make sure it works. Alright. So, we don't have our neck trouble anymore. Gonna wait for the SLC to initialize first. Then I'm gonna give it a nice test. Just make the battery wiring a little neater. Yep. Now I'll just wait for the SLC to finish initializing. Alright, the SLC finished initializing, so now all we gotta do is give it a test. That sounds like it's working. Alright, we'll shut that up and give it a reset. Alright, that'll be the video. Hope this helped some of you guys out. Thanks for watching. See ya.